Hello, writers. We are ready to sail on into week 2. Really great work during week 1. I'm so impressed with your level of commitment and how you're tackling the challenges of the class so far. I know there has been some confusion about Quest 1, the gap analysis, and what that assignment is asking you to do. So as we start with week 2, we will really dig into figuring out what that assignment means. And you should come out of the first instructional tasks of week 2 with a much better understanding of that assignment and what you'll be doing for your first major writing assignment. So I also wanted to give you an update about a few things that I made some mistakes with this first week. I am teaching English 101, this version of English 101 for the first time. The English department a couple of years ago developed a new curriculum for 101, and I have been focusing on other classes. So even though I taught English 101 a lot in the past, this is my first time teaching 101 in the new format with the new curriculum. So I'm on a learning curve. There are mistakes I'm making. Our ebook was my first really big mistake, and you all were really patient with me as we got that figured out. And I've since discovered a couple of other important mistakes that I wanted to be sure to point out to you. And like I said when I made the mistake with the book, I am leading by example around what it means to be a learner. We make mistakes, we learn from those mistakes, and we try again. So I am making some mistakes this quarter, and I appreciate your patience and sticking with me while we muddle our way through. So one of the mistakes I made has to do with the student learning outcomes for the class. So let me show you the syllabus. So as you remember from the syllabus, we have the student learning outcomes, and these really form the foundation, the basis for all of our learning experiences. Everything we do in class is directed by my goal to make sure that by the end of the quarter, you can demonstrate each one of these outcomes. And I have a mistake, or I had a mistake in the syllabus for one of the student learning outcomes. For outcome 5, I had listed the wrong outcome. It was I won't explain why, I just had the wrong one. So the thing you need to know is I have updated the syllabus. If you printed a copy of the syllabus earlier, you might want to just go in and make this correction on your own copy. You know, you can cross out what's there for outcome 5 and write in the correct outcome. If you're working with the syllabus in an electronic version, it updated for you automatically when I made the change and the correction in Google Docs. So electronic copies will have this new corrected version of outcome 5. But this is a tremendously important outcome for the class. Any genre that you write in, you will need to make sure that you have a clear focus for your communication, that you develop your ideas effectively for the message that you are trying to convey, and that you organize your ideas logically and appropriately for the particular purpose and genre you're writing for. So just a heads up that was a mistake in the syllabus and it's now corrected. So a second important mistake I made was for our first gap analysis for Quest 1. As I said, I have not taught this curriculum before, so I am creating assignments that are new to me, and so I don't have past samples from students. I don't have, I'm still learning about the assignments myself and how they'll work for you as students. One of the things I realized is without student samples, it was hard to offer you an example of what you're trying to create when you write this first draft of your gap analysis. So I decided to go ahead and create a draft myself so that I would have a sample to offer you. And in writing the draft, I realized that the length requirement that I originally envisioned for this assignment, the 500 to 700 words, and let's go down to the length requirement in this document. So originally, I thought 500 to 700 words would be sufficient for this assignment. But when I created the sample myself, I realized It's nearly impossible to achieve all of the things I'm asking you to do, which are listed here, in just 500 to 700 words. In fact, my very first draft of the assignment was almost 2,000 words. So I was way over that length guideline, and I realized that all of you would probably really struggle with that length requirement as well. So I have revised this in the document with the suggestion that the length requirement is 700 to 1,000 words long. The sample I am sharing with you this week of this assignment, I got it down to about 1,100 words. So I'm still over this assignment guideline for length, but it's pretty close. And this is a good opportunity to let you know as well that the length guidelines in this class are just guidelines. Sometimes you'll be over that guideline, sometimes you'll be under. That's okay. Don't spend a lot of time being picky about a few words here and there. So in the example I'm sharing with you this week, that's about 1,100 words, that's totally fine. And it definitely is close enough to this guideline that I have shared with you. So again, if you had earlier printed out this Quest 1 gap analysis instruction sheet, make sure you go to your printed copy and make this correction that I have upped the length guideline for you. And if you're working in the electronic version of the document, then all of it is here for you and corrected. And next time you open that Google Doc, it'll show you the correct version. And the other thing I want to let you know is that this week, for week 2, we will be using one of the features in MindTap called auto-graded quizzes. And the auto-graded quizzes is one way we will do the self-check quizzes for this class, where you'll have an opportunity to see how well you're learning the concepts and understanding the concepts. And there's an explanation in Canvas about how to work through the auto-graded quizzes. The thing I want to explain is this is my first time using this feature in MindTap, so I'm a little worried after my mistakes I made with the ebook that there might be mistakes or things I don't understand yet about how this feature works. So if you come across problems or if the feature is not working for you the way I have described it, let me know and I'll jump in there and make corrections. But hopefully it will work and we won't have any problems, but we'll find out. So I hope you have a really great week. I'm looking forward to another good week with all of you, and dive in.